I have to say, these guys are very happy to call down in a lot of spots, which is interesting. How many hours per day do you study? I don't really have fixed study time. I study usually if I'm really interested in finding something out, because I don't think it makes much sense to say like I'm gonna study X hours per day. I think it just makes more sense to find spots where you don't feel very comfortable and study those. Here we're gonna go for the check. I think this guy might be recreational, but not sure. And on table 1 we flop the nuts. We're gonna mix here. Kind of wanna bet this though. It's probably supposed to be check back sometimes, but so yeah. I also studied through coachings, I guess, when I prepare for those, and also whenever I feel like I might need to do some work in a spot, I always do that. But it's not like a fixed per day kind of thing. Here we get jack raise, which is awesome. Here he goes for the bet. We're never folding. I mean, not an amazing river, but we'll see what happens. Here on table 1 he goes for the check. This is basically like we also have a spot on the other table. I think we're gonna go for the bet here. Something like 3/4 makes sense. Also on table 2, I think we can just fold here. Yeah, we block 8-9, but I'm not sure if these guys are gonna bluff enough, to be honest. He's not just repping an 8, he can also have a set, which kind of makes sense. Cold calling than calling a squeeze. Table 1 he went for the fold. So here we opened under the gun and flop goes check check. This turn we want to bet a lot, although this hand does have showdown and he seems to be a recreational, so I'll just check it down with my showdown. And on table 2 we got called. Turn is an ace. I think you can go small and big. I'm just gonna continue small. Put more of his range into a tough spot. I think here like 1/3 or 3/4 makes sense. On this river, how thin do we want to bet? Ace queen. I mean, he doesn't have ace king, basically never. Although maybe these guys do have it. He has, in terms of jack X, he has jack 10 suited, which is like 3 combos, king jack, 3, some ace jack offs. I think still betting for value is fine. And we can just fold versus a jam. Also don't think he has any sets basically, because 7s are most likely raising before this. And everything else is a 4-bet pre-flop, so yeah. Ace jack off, queen jack, which would be a slow play, which is like 3 combos. Yeah, he has a decent amount of combos of jack X, but he also has a decent amount of 2 pair that have an awkward spot. Here we're gonna go for the 3-bet. Could have gone smaller versus a fishy guy, kinda. And here I'm just gonna bet like really small, like 20%. So that would be like 4.8. Even less, 3.8. Just give him a super tough spot. Biggest winning and losing month in online poker. Biggest winning month in online poker is I think 41k in March this year, and biggest losing, I'm not sure, maybe more than 4k, less than 10k, I'm not sure really. I haven't had many losing months. This year I don't think even, I lost like maybe a little bit one time. Here we're gonna go for the cold 4-bet. We can go something like this. Here we 3-bet button versus CP, and we're facing a cold 4-bet. I would normally just fold, but we are deeper and he did basically min raise. So I think this is a call. Although in theory it should be a fold. I think versus that size, we're just gonna call. Here we called 4-bet, he went for the jam. Now I'm not sure if these guys are doing this wide enough. I think we can just fold jacks, to be honest. Really not sure. We are deeper, we're like 130 bigs deep. I'm just gonna fold. And here he went for a very big c-bet on the flop, and we ended up calling. He's betting turn. He's giving off some timing tells here. He's kind of repping pretty strong. And the min raise pre-flop seems pretty strong. I just don't think we can fold yet. But this is a really shitty spot, to be honest. I really hate it, and I'm gonna have to fold the river. Yeah, that's like a snap jam. We could have folded on the turn as well, to be honest. But what can you do? So versus potential recreational, you can just size up on the flop, especially if they're shorter, like something in the middle, because it gets easier to stack them. On this turn, you can check back, you can bet. Without a heart, I kind of want to bet. Because the SPR is lower. If we get check raised, I think I'm just gonna fold. Because I think it's gonna be pretty nutted. Okay, we got called. I think we have a value bet on the river, but I don't think we can shove because he might overfold versus a shove. So I think like a 3/4 value bet makes sense here. He's gonna have a lot of king jack, queen jack type of stuff. They're gonna call us. But he will have some 2-pair and some traps as well. So we're gonna bet, and if he goes all in, I'm just gonna fold. Tank call is the best case scenario because we're most likely good, and we don't want him to tank shove because then we have to fold. So let's go here quickly. This is a mix. We ended up opening back to the aces, and we got a call with a king. Okay, cool. Here, this is a very low frequency call, but we rolled 100. So we're gonna go for the call. This is a really good board for us. He has to be careful. He's supposed to mix, check back a lot, bet only sometimes. What I might suspect happen is they might bet a bit too much value. So we do have to be careful. Uh, if he, especially if he goes for a bigger bet, we get the best turn in the deck. Jesus Christ. Here I'm just gonna go for the overbet. Something like 22.5-ish makes sense. And here we got the king on the river. I'm just gonna 3/4, hope we get called by a jack. But we block everything, which is kind of dumb. Oh wow, actually we got called here on the turn. So on the river, thinking about like the ace is kind of bad because now he gets an easier spot to fold. Although if he has aces, we're just gonna. Yeah, I think just going for the shove makes most sense, honestly. He doesn't need to have an ace to call us. He can call. They've been stationary a lot so far, so he can even call like worse pairs. He can call like some blocker, like 9x type of stuff. And if he has like aces, he's snap calling. So, although he would jam that anyway. Here we 3-bet cutoff versus MP. I'm gonna mix this. I'm gonna go for the bet. Um, Here we have 2 pair. We're gonna be checking, going for the check raise. Here he went for the call. At this point, I want to check back this hand, although with a heart you might want to bet sometimes. Does have some showdown versus flush draws. That's an awesome river. And here I want to go for a bet. The thing is here, a lot of his traps are going for a check jam now, so we are gonna bet, but we're not very happy about if he check jams. Here we got 3-bet. We're gonna go for the 4-bet. Table 1 we got called by 10, and table 2 we're gonna bet again. Just thinking about size. I think 3/4 is okay. And we're most likely folding versus a raise without a heart. Pretty cool. I have to say, these guys are very happy to call down in a lot of spots, which is interesting.